Hey, Lowco Hoops fans, it's bonus basketball time on the Lowco Media Network. Lowco Hoops Report, special Saturday night playoff bonus edition. Justin, Jarrett, and Wes Kerr. We got all fired up coming out of the Cove today. We had two great games. The women avenged a 65-point loss in the same season. I don't know. That's got to be a record. They lost 103-38 at North Georgia. They beat them today. I mean, it was unreal.
If anything tells you how much they've improved, I don't know what will.
I mean, it was unreal. They win 66-59. Just a really cool game. And then the guys' game went to overtime. USCB had chances and let it slip away. Lost by 3. Another tough loss for them. But man, they are competing night in and night out in the Peach Belt Conference, and it was a great day. So we got all fired up. We're like, hey, we got a bunch of playoff games. Let's do a show. And then almost everybody lost. Rough night for the Lowco as far as the high school hoops go. We had on the public school side only 3 games, and we lost them all. Kingstree beats Hampton County girls 55-30. So the end of the road for the Hurricanes. The guys are still in it. They'll play Monday night against Andrew Jackson over in Estill. And then in 1A boys, two losses. Burke took down Whale Branch 70-45, and Carvers Bay 73-56 over Bridges Prep. And you and I watched the end of that one on Beaufort Cell, and I watched the second half. And Bridges wiped out a 19-point deficit and actually got within 4 going to the fourth, took the lead early in the fourth quarter, and then the wheels came off. They got careless with the basketball. The 3 started going down for Carvers Bay. And then they started to, lose their emotions and had a couple of guys get ejected at the end of the game. So
emotions get to you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a competitive game right down to the end, and then just got away from them at the end, and then they let the emotions get away. But so that's it. We've only got 2 public school teams still left in it. Bluffton girls, they'll go Wednesday night against Ridgeview at home, and the Hampton boys, who will be home on Monday against Andrew Jackson. But we have a lot of girls teams left in the Skeezer ranks, and the boys got after it today. Not a great day over there for us either. Orangeburg Prep beat John Paul II. I haven't found the actual score of that game, but I know OP won. So JP2's out in 3A. Beaufort Academy 42-36 over Marlboro Academy. So both BA teams won their first round games and advanced to round 2. Calhoun Academy knocked out Thomas Hayward and Tony O'Banner 67-52. And the Fighting Stingrays from Cross Schools lost 56-52 to Our Lady of the Rosary. Had a Donnybrook. Doc said it was a good one. So they're all out. We can take a look at the brackets. We mentioned only 2 teams left in the high school league bracket.
Teams waiting in the wings on some well-earned buys.
That's right. So we'll take a look at the Skeezer brackets, and some of this might not be up to date as far as sites, because they did go changing the sites on some of these today. But so we've got 3A girls. Hilton Head Prep will host Hilton Head Christian Academy. That game was going to be in Sumter, and we were like, that doesn't make sense. So they had the foresight to move this to Hilton Head, but I think it's odd that it's being played at Hilton Head Prep when Hilton Head Christian beat them twice this year. I don't. There's got to be a reason, I would think. And on the other end of the bracket, JP2 awaits Florence Christian, and that one got moved, I believe, to 8 p.m. Still in Sumter. So got 2 teams in it there, and very good chances.
Get a rare Skeezer basketball playoff game in the Lowco. That's always fun.
I forgot to shade in Hilton Head Prep yellow, but they're yellow too. Pretend they're yellow. So yeah, that'll be cool Monday night. I imagine you'll check that out.
Yeah, I'll be there, and make the trip over to Estill to cover those Hurricanes, trying to get to. And that would be the second consecutive year that. Obviously it was Estill in 2023, but Hampton trying to follow their lead and make it back to the Final Four. And, it's going to be another challenging one.
Hampton was in the championship game not that many years ago. So, I mean, there's a rich history of basketball in Hampton County. And it sounds like we'll have both Hampton and Estill alumni teams in the alumni tournament this summer. So that'd be fun. Skeezer 3A boys, Hilton Head Prep. draws Spartanburg Day. They beat Williamsburg today, and JP2 lost to Orangeburg. HHCA will get Greenwood Christian, and again, HHCA. I like the way that bracket's shaping up for them. I like their chances to maybe to get out.
JP2's out. Now you got Orangeburg Prep is, that's looking like a solid team. You get Christian Myrtle Beach is.
That's the one to worry about.
That's a group that will probably be favored against Orangeburg, and that's the game you're marking. Obviously, I expect Hill and Christian Academy to get past Greenwood. You never really know. It's been quite an up and down season, but they're trending upward, trending in the right direction. So I think they'll take care of business and get the first one, and then we'll see what happens and what could be a fun one against that Christian Academy and Myrtle Beach squad. But I like their odds. I like the way they're playing, and I think there's a lot of motivation on that side as well, just for everything that they've had to go through. And now they get that, a path that works out well for them and an opportunity. And what an opportunity that could be if they could win 2 more and potentially set themselves up a rematch of last year's state title game, which is certainly in the possibilities, in the cards now. So I'm excited.
A lot would be forgotten if they could somehow pull it together and win a state title.
Oh yeah. A whole different script at the end for
absolutely. But no doubt. Be fun to see that again. Moving on, 2A girls. Those were played last night, but we'll have Buford Academy against Cathedral, Patrick Henry against St. John's Christian, and Carleton Prep against Dorchester. So we're well represented in that bracket, and I like PHA and Carleton's chances in the next round. Buford Academy is going to have a tough task, but Kamira Freeman just keeps balling out, so not counting them out. 2A boys, Buford Academy advancing. They'll take on Cathedral as well. Patrick Henry draws Andrew Jackson. I think they played a couple times this year, so that's probably should be a decent matchup for them. Thomas Hayward bounced out, so you got Calhoun, Bethesda, and Dorchester, Dillon Christian on the other side. I like that Bethesda team. I think they got a shot to make a run. Patrick Henry beat Andrew Jackson by 10. Then they beat him by 4 in overtime, and I want to say they had like 5 players for that game. So, they like that matchup. They'll be all right with that. And then the 1A, Cross gets Cambridge Academy. We're awaiting sites for those, I believe. Cross boys lost to Our Lady, so we won't really be keeping up with that bracket anymore, if I'm being honest with you. Those scores are hard to find. If it's no longer relevant to our interests, we're probably not going to bother with those. I couldn't find the Ragin' Prep score or the St. Elizabeth Ann Seton score. I don't even know where to look for some of those. But so we've still got quite a few teams, fighting in the Skeeza tournament this week. But definitely we are down to it when it comes to the high school league.
These 2 weeks, it's you got a bunch of teams cutting. All of a sudden they drop out quickly. So, props to Hampton County boys and Bluffton girls for making it this far. Where other teams have struggled, they've been able to take care of business and then some. On both sides of things. Hampton County really, started with that convincing blowout win. Both teams were in some battles. Bluffton certainly more convincing of their victory in round 2, but give credit for Hampton to dig in and outlasting Mullins, which is that's a really solid team coming in there. So now they get an opportunity, 1 win away from the Final Four. So emotions riding high. Both those squads, especially, you can kind of say similar thing for both. Both great stories. You look at Hampton County first year, trying to handle some unfinished business from that tough disappointment in the football season. All those same guys out there, and then this Bluffton team. I mean, a Destiny-like run, could that be in the cards for Tequoia Hayward and a group that has finally overcome that hump? And now, do you think that confidence really starts to build within them and propel them even further? So, really exciting pair of storylines with the teams that we have left in the South Carolina High School League.
All right, we do know where people will be playing on Monday now. In 2A girls, we got St. John's. They're all going to be one of them's at Wilson Hall, but all 3 of ours are at Northwood. We'll have Dorchester against Carleton Prep at 4:00. Then Buford Academy against Cathedral at 5:30. St. John's Christian against Patrick Henry at 7. So triple header, Lowco triple header. I'm sure Stricklander will be up there for the whole a whole kit and caboodle. He'll let us know what all goes down. Yeah, so here's Bluffton's bracket. They've got Ridgeview next. I really think that's the toughest team of, I think this will be a tougher test than they could potentially face in the lower state finals.
Yeah.
Not to say they couldn't win this one and lose the next one, but I do think Ridgeview is the biggest test of the bunch. So, if they get through this, I think
they got to be looking.
Wilson only beat James Island by 2. AC Flora handled Beckham, fairly handily, but so did Bluffton this season. So I like their chances there. 4A boys were all out on. I was tracking down some scores, but only found one today.
Region
3A girls.
How are Beckham and James Island doing? They still alive?
I hadn't seen. They were in action earlier when I was checking scores, so we'd have to check in on them. North Charleston did get out through the first 2 rounds, and the 3A boys, they're a solid squad. That Darlington team's pretty good though. And then I didn't see a Woodland score yet, but Hampton girls falling to Kingstree. Here's the one we care about. Hampton against Andrew Jackson. On the other side, you got a Donnybrook. Oceanside and Marion is going to be a battle. Those are 2 teams that nobody wanted to see, and they got to see each other. So, whoever waits is going to be really tough, but at least that they will have had to go through the other one first. So, I think Hampton's got a really good shot on Monday night. I love that they're at home. And then, anything can happen in a 1-game situation. Oceanside is very strong, but Hampton is very strong as well. I mean, they are a really quality team with a lot of depth, with a lot of pieces, a lot of guys who can contribute in different ways. And they play, an up-tempo, kind of similar to USCB. They get out and go. They go hard, but they're disciplined about it. They're they keep their heads about them, and I think they got a really good shot.
Good decisions. They have everything they need, and they showed themselves well how they're able to consistently perform in a region where you're gonna they had to face a couple tough challenges, but they just stayed really solid. So many different ways they can be. So many terrific athletes who can contribute in various ways for this team, and that really makes it harder to defend you and to match up against you on both ends. So this Hampton team, it's been so fun to watch this entire athletic year, from football now to basketball, and the energy's really translated. One time's out there walking the dog, whatever he was doing at the end of the
yeah, I think it looked like he was trying to teach him to sit.
Yeah.
Sit, dog, sit. But he wasn't having it. We were trying to get Red Bruin in here tonight. We'll see if he gets back to us. We had told him 10 earlier, and we decided to go at 9. But Red was on the call with me tonight at USCB. That was a great time. Always fun calling games with Red. And he was in the den with you last night checking out the Bobcats. So he was going to come and talk about that, as well as he's got an event coming up over Bluffton Boys and Girls Club, a little tournament, local tournament that he's organized that also includes an all-star game against the Bluffton Police Department. So check that out on the Boys and Girls Club social media, and check that out. We'll get Red on real soon to help us find out more about that event and how you can get involved or come out and check it out as we check out the Hampton County highlights. I've also got the Buford Zone highlights from the Bridges Prep game queued up, so we're going to check those out in a minute. Because there's some exciting play in that one as well. 1A basketball, never dull, never dull.
Oh,
3 off the mark, rebounded by Goodman. No, that's Hector Rakes. Sorry, Hector Rakes. Told you I met Ian's mama last night. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was great to see. One of the best storylines of the season is seeing Ian go viral and get all those hits on social media. That's
still awesome. Coming, by the way. Still all I get in my right in the lap.
Buford Zone is watching potentially. You can find a way to get Javon or any of those guys on.
Oh, well, Javon's probably he got to be driving home from Carver's Bay.
And
That man's a long way from home right now.
Big thanks to what he's doing over there because
I love it.
It's a
Made my
hike.
night. Made my
Yeah.
night tonight. I was looking at scores on Max Preps or whatever, and wishing I could watch something,
Yeah.
and there it
And
was.
it takes a lot to successfully find opportunities to broadcast these playoff games. At the high school league level, you have a lot of hoops to jump through sometimes. You have to coordinate things with the other school, especially on road games. So we can't thank him enough
Oh,
for
couldn't
all that
fish.
he does. Is a nice highlight here, drive to the rim.
Yeah,
But
couldn't.
yeah, Javon's doing a great job, and it's been fun to really watch his network evolve and just to be able to communicate with him and for him to share his excitement with us to come on the show a
Yeah.
couple times. So
Oh, I love having him on.
yeah,
He's great to talk with. He filled in for you one night while you were
he's
taking a
over at
break.
Hampton County. That's this team's gonna be so tough. Look at the athleticism. They just find so many ways to finish and make good passes. They did turn it over a couple times, but they show good bounce back ability throughout games when things aren't going well. They find it within themselves and saw a lot of that. During football. That's those characteristics
Oof.
really apply. Ooh, beautiful and
Kayvon.
one take to the rack as
He's
the
the
crowd
man.
goes wild at Estill. What a fantastic environment that's been for playoff games. The magic from last year still within that building as we get to see
Yeah,
Ian rocking
it's
his
a
look
great
out.
place, man. Great place to watch a game. Let's check out these Bridges highlights. We won't go too deep tonight. We definitely had a long day, but just wanted to
Yeah,
do a little something. We were like, man,
right.
we're gonna have a bunch of games. People are gonna be wanting to know
Right.
what's going on. We're gonna be,
Hopefully, we could have gotten a couple more wins, but that's the way it goes sometimes. The playoffs,
yeah.
every team you play is going to be a toughie. I mean, this
Oh yeah, when we were planning this thing out, we were gonna get somebody from Whale Branch and somebody from
yeah,
Bridges on here, and like everybody was gonna
yeah,
win.
just didn't go our way.
Sometimes it be like that.
Be
Didn't
like
go
that.
our way. But Carver's Bay jumped all over them early. They were up 19
Ooh,
at one point.
we're just
Got
able
right
to
back in it. Oh, here's some stats from today. Quentin Beasley had 22 points for the Cross Stingrays in their losing effort against Our Lady, and freshman Kieran Bogus was 6 of 12 from 3 for 18 points.
good youth over there for that cross side and great coaching staff. So we'll certainly back and expect improvement for that Stingray side. And this girls team is looking pretty solid in the state semifinals already, and got to be the favorite to cut down the net to this point. But we'll see.
I think so. Marion has some sick blocks in this game. But he also does that, and that makes me so nervous.
Oof.
Throwing those long heaves.
Oh, rejection. Oh, my God.
Yeah, yeah. 1A basketball. Mari with the steal, trying to go coast. Yes, sir.
Ooh, pretty. Marion Wilson. Oh. Oh, man.
Buckets.
It's
a tough Carver's Bay team, man. Yeah, they are battles.
They can get pretty physical out there, especially
They do, and chaotic.
Yeah.
It's like watching a couple of wrestlers who don't know any moves, but they're really strong sometimes. They just frenetic. And Bridges had a chance to win this game, man. I mean, you can see here they're down
in the fourth
14.
Quarter. It was, just a 4 point
They just got
game
out of control. You and I were texting back and forth. It was just turnover after turnover.
It's really started to crumble for him, fortunately.
There's one sequence. We'll get there eventually.
That's what happens. Even runs and
the
sport. Oh, Buford song. Not fine to me right now.
No, he's feeling the love.
Oh, okay.
Feeling the love. Yeah, he's feeling the love.
Thank you.
He said, Wes, you shouldn't have.
That's very sweet. We appreciate you.
Heck yeah. That's my man from way back.
Yeah, I remember. I mean,
we're in this thing together.
Yeah, I just remember
find a
the
way.
first few years when I got here, and it was basic stuff he was doing. He was filming highlights. I remember May River at a football. I think it was like a lower state playoff game they had at home. That was the first time I remember seeing him, and he was just putting together these highlights, a basic thing, and now he's
Boom.
providing this entire network of coverage and doing play-by-play and all that, which is really awesome. And not just the football and basketball, but also he's been doing the soccer, baseball as we get ready for the spring season, wrestling as well.
Here we go. That's when Bridges is at its best, when they get steals and run-outs.
Transition.
Yeah. But they're really good. They're really good in the half court too because of Amarion. Like when they're patient and they run the offense, they can do a lot of things because he draws a lot of attention and
18-point
clear
game.
things out.
18-point games, and there's another spot. Oh,
yeah. So that made it. That was 21, right? So, or
21
maybe the scoreboard was wrong. I know it was 19 at one point. That's what I heard Javon say on the broadcast, and then here they come. Third quarter
run. Oh, beautiful defense there, packing in the paint. Block shot. Coming back the other way.
Arroyo really got it going. He made a bunch of threes, helped him get back in it. He's a little dude, but he's good around the rim too.
Oh, that was a sweet layup.
Yeah, they started getting right back in it.
Right there. That was nasty.
It was the threes that did them in at the end too. That's what kind of after they took the lead, Carver's Bay hit a couple threes in a row with bad possessions in between for Bridges and
lots of credit on the road to battle back from what potentially 21 point deficit. That's shows a lot hard to do that. I mean, it's tough to see that happen and then coming up short in the end. But great fight from this Bridges squad.
Look at that. Mari just playing volleyball. Right? Once I got it inside 10, I was like, okay, we got a shot here. This is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Because when I first turned it on, I was like, oh boy. Ugh.
Yeah.
But they made it interesting real quick.
Gets it to within 9.
Mari was dominating. I don't know how many he had, but it had to be a bunch.
Carver's Bay having their way here, but Bridges continuing to fight back.
Nice work, Tayshaun. Tayshaun's really good in the open court, man. He's nice. He sometimes dribbles into trouble and should kick out, but man, when he gets a open lane, he finishes.
Good follow on the layup.
That was sick.
Yeah.
And then Arroyo.
Corner, bang, and all of a sudden we got ourselves a ball game.
Back within 4, going to the 4th. And then it kept going good for a little bit longer. I believe that's Butler for 3.
Yeah. Bridges prep, now just a 1-point game.
And then Mari.
Yes, sir. Bridges prep.
Took the lead.
All the way back, but then it's
this is where it starts going bad.
Carver's Bay finds the stroke from the corner.
And then I believe that was when Amarion tried to throw it full court on the inbounds. They stole it.
Man,
they got a trip to the line. They missed the second, but Bridges didn't block out. Littlest dude on the floor gets an offensive rebound. They make another 3, and that's what got us here.
The execution down the stretch.
Yeah, and they still had chances. They had a bunny there. They had another possession where they had 2 bunnies that they missed. I mean, they had opportunities to cut into it and stay in it. And they missed some easy ones, and then they had some careless turnovers. Yeah, really careless. And then they just lost their cool and started getting teed up, and guys started getting ejected. Amarion fouled out, and it just went downhill from there. But yeah, rough ending to a really solid season for Bridges Prep boys. But both those teams, I know, feel like they could have done more.
That they could have strung a couple more together. It's tough. I mean, the difference between these top teams in 1A certainly not as wide as you think. So, man,
No, I mean Bethune-Bowman's still going, I believe. I think they won tonight. And I'm not sure about Bamberg, but they knocked off a 1 seed. So, you
it can
know,
be
a lot of
crazy.
it has to do with matchups too.
Yeah,
You just
so
who
it's
you
always
get.
that case when you get into February or March or whenever these basketball tournaments
Luck of the
begin.
draw.
Yeah.
Luck of the draw. I mean, you're gonna have to see everybody eventually, but whether you see them in the second round or the fourth round, you know, I mean, that can make a difference. I was looking to see, haven't seen a Bamberg cross score yet, but I'm interested to see how they fare. But no, that about does it for tonight. We just a brief update tonight, but wanted to let you know what was going on with the playoff games in the Lowco, and we will let you know who makes this all possible. Our sponsors, we've got the MVP sponsors of Lowco Sports, Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of Lowco Sports, and my wife. She's with the Anchor Home Group of Keller Williams, the Low Country. Homegrown Home Inspections, the official home inspectors of Lowco Sports. And we got a score. Crosby Bamberg, 56-51, 57-51. It's a good dub. Good run by Bamberg, though. Also, MVP sponsors, Mickelson Law Firm, official real estate closing attorneys, and our original sponsors since 2017. And Hospice Care, the Low Country, our official hospice care provider and the only not-for-profit hospice care in Southern Beaufort County. Varsity sponsors, DDS Web Design, building, hosting, and maintaining websites for businesses and nonprofits to get results. Parker Law Group, serving legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties. Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind, coming at you tomorrow night at 10 p.m. And Dr. Ambrose Cole at Rooted Living Wellness, our official chiropractor of Lowco Sports. And the Lowco Booster Club, Court Lifestyle Pros, Revive Rehab, Women's Health and Pelvic Floor Physical Therapy, Eagle Creations, Jay's Barbershop, Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country, and Prime IV Hydration and Wellness. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making it all possible, and thanks to y'all for showing up to listen or watch. For Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. We'll be out in the gyms again on Monday, and we'll be back here on the Lowco Media Network tomorrow night at Soundtrack Rewind Sunday at 8 p.m. and the Lowco Grind at 10 p.m. So we'll see you then. Until next time, go Lowco.